see if it started. Alrighty, so this is being recorded. And I just want to start off by introducing myself. My name is Colleen Foxton. I am the provider liaison over at Claremont County Board of DD. And I'm here to talk to you about the event that we had on Monday, just in case either you couldn't come out to view it, or maybe you missed a vendor or two, and it'd just be a good way to kind of recap the event. I'm going to try to share my screen. Second. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes, I do.
You do? Okay. So we called the, in case you missed it, and then what the it part is the Red, White, and Blue Independence event. Just tell you a little bit about the event itself. We ended up having 150 plus participants and 22 vendors, and we really weren't expecting it to be that big of an event, but we were very thankful that it was so huge for us. A lot of our vendors had lots of great information and also a lot of goodies. Everybody left with full bags of all different types of stuff. We had food. We also gave away some tech prizes. One was a doorknob, one was a fire tablet, and then an Echo Show. And one of the reasons why we gave that out is just so that if people don't have these type of devices, they can start their journey on independence with these devices. We had trivia, and that was pretty popular as well. They did some Jeopardy and some Disney trivia, all different kinds of things. And then we also had some hands-on opportunities. A lot of the vendors brought devices that people could play with, and then also we had the smart home that people could tour. I forgot to tell you. So if you guys have any questions or comments, if you put them in the chat. Since I'm doing this presentation and sharing my screen, I cannot see the chat. So I will stop every few slides to kind of check on it. And then Sharon's going to be trying to monitor those as well. If you have anything that you want to share, though, feel free to just cut me off. That's totally fine. So with all the vendors, basically this presentation is going to break down all the vendors that were there and just give you brief information about each one. The goal of this is just to get you familiar with some of the names and some of the programs or services they do, and then you can do further research or contact them. We broke them up into 7 categories just to manage them a little bit easier. So we have accessibility solutions, community support, community activities, in-home programs, adult day programs, life planning, and also technology and remote services. I do have contact information for each one of these vendors. So if you have any questions, I can get you that. Just shoot me an email, or in the chat, I can give it to you. And also you can Google a lot of these and get some information that way. So is everybody good so far?
Yep.
Okay. It's hard. I can't see anybody's faces when I do this, so it's hard to monitor all that. So first, I'm going to start off with accessibility solutions. So we had 101 Mobility there, May We Help, and also the Thomas A. Widely School. So these 3 focus a lot on accessibility and mobility in a lot of ways. 101 Mobility, for instance, they sell, install, and service stair lifts, platform lifts, wheelchair ramps, patient lifts, lifting chairs, and they offer free home assessments to adapt to your home and your changing needs. One thing to note about them that I saw on their website was that they are female, managed, and then they're also all residents of Cincinnati. May We Help, they're pretty popular in Cincinnati, and they have volunteers that design and create unique custom solutions for individuals with special needs to engage in and pursue their passions. They also have adaptive equipment swaps and then also donations. So if you have any type of equipment that your individual or family member, whoever, doesn't need anymore, you can either donate it and then they can use it for other individuals, or you can swap it out for other things. I got the picture of a little dude in the walker from their website, but the Spider-Man is actually my nephew. He just got those walking sticks actually Monday. He picked them up Monday. And may we help actually put Spider-Man vinyl on there since he's obviously obsessed with Spider-Man. And he loves those. And then we also have the Thomas A. Widely School. So this is a school that we actually have here at our facility at the Claremont County Board of DD. They primarily do school age services. They have adaptive and accessible devices, and they also focus on adaptive skills for Widely students. The school features mock apartment, which we turned into the smart apartment for our event. They have a storefront, a snack shack, a sensory room, and a vocational room to try to really emphasize the daily living for our students. And then at the event, we had one of the therapists bring in what's called the eye gaze device. And it's a device that's used with people that may not have a lot of dexterity in their hands or even, use of their hands, where they can use their eyes in order to work a tablet or communicate or, function in that way. So that she had people being able to demonstrate that. And that is a device that we have currently at the Widely School. Next up, we have the community support. This was a huge bulk of the vendors that were at our event. And as we all know, we a lot of times collaborate with all different types of community organizations and agencies. And so this was very impactful to see how the community can come together to try to help our individuals, help all of our community in different ways. We first had Bluebird Bus of Hope. We had invited them and they weren't able to come, unfortunately, but we still want to give you some information about them. Their ultimate goal is to partner with organizations and businesses to reach the communities in rural areas. So they focus a lot on the further parts of Claremont County and also Brown County. And just because a lot of resources are housed more, Hamilton County downtown type area, or at least out that way. And a lot of people can't access those. So they try to partner with a lot of different organizations and businesses to try to close that gap. They do have transportation buses to be able to transport people to different types of events or, resources and things like that. Their bus number one, as they call it, has a free cafe, and they also have trained mentors to help people walk through their journey. And they try to help people where they're at and also educate them on resources and try to help them get connected with resources to try to live their best lives. Their current stops right now are Williamsburg, New Richmond, and Goshen, and they're always adding more, or they can add more based on clients' needs. We have the IPM Food Pantry. They provide food, clothing, and other communal support to those in need and to empower clients with information, support, and services to improve their lives. They do have a mobile pantry with multiple locations. If you go on their website, they have a list of all the different locations they travel to. They also have an adoptive family program during the holidays. So they brought a lot of different snacks and whatnot to be able to show what they are able to offer. There's the Claremont County Public Health. They work to prevent disease, promote health, and protect the environment. Some of the services they have are permits, WIC, immunizations, birth and death records, septic tank searches, and then they also have programs for children with medical handicaps. And they did try to give away some free COVID tests, and everybody was super excited about that. You would think they were giving out money for how excited people were about that. And then CareSource was there, and they are a nonprofit multi-state health plan. They manage Medicaid plans for some individuals. They have transportation services. They can help pick up food resources, so go take people to food pantries, grocery stores. They also offer mileage reimbursement for particular resources. They have a rewards program for Babies First, Kids First, and My Health programs. They also have an Ohio Home Care Waiver Program, and it's for Medicaid eligible individuals over 60 who want to
You accidentally muted yourself, Colleen.
Yeah, Colleen, you muted yourself.
That was probably the best part.
I don't know how I did that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so where did I leave? Where did you guys hear the last?
We were talking about the Ohio Home Care Waiver.
Oh, okay, perfect. That wasn't too much. Okay. Hold on one second. Is it still sharing my screen? It is? Okay, cool. I can see you guys too. I'm still learning about this Teams.
It's a different view. Before we just had the PowerPoint, but now we've got the big view, but that's okay.
So it's not just the PowerPoint now?
No, it's your whole desktop.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I do not want that. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to share again. All right. Are we good now?
We're good.
Yes.
We got it.
Okay, so yeah, that was the last part I said about CareSource, was that they also have a Ohio Home Care Waiver Program, and that's for Medicaid individuals, Medicaid eligible individuals over 60 who want to receive care in their home and their community. You know, their rewards program is rewarding people to put their health first. And so, you know, they can get money back for, you know, going to all their prenatal visits and getting certain immunizations and things like that. And I know a lot of people that stopped at that table didn't realize that those resources were there, even though that they were already a part of the CareSource network. So it was very valuable to have them there. Does anybody have any questions before I go further?
Not a question, but I missed Bluebird at the event and had no idea this was a resource. I love learning about them. I Googled them and I'm looking at their website. It's fabulous.
Yeah, they're doing a lot, and they're actually just celebrating their 1-year anniversary. It's a pretty amazing organization. So yeah, if you can learn more about them, that would be it's an amazing tool for people for sure. Alrighty. And more community support we have NAMI, which provides classes and support groups for those living with mental illness and also family and friends of those living with mental illness. They suggest that you go to their website to be able to figure out available dates and times for these type of groups and classes. We have the Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health Services, and they connect with people who are struggling to be well, both mind and body. They work with individuals in multiple office locations, but they also will visit residential facilities, and also within the community. They tend to go to where the people are that need them. They also have programs and services related to addiction, family or child and family, employment, mental health, recovery support, and psychiatric and medical. Coalition for a Drug-Free Claremont County, and they do work with the Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health Services. They are committed to bringing information about substance abuse prevention to the community. So they work more with prevention, where Greater Cincinnati, they do prevention as well, but they're sometimes after the fact, the help for people. The coalition has Above the Influence program for teens, and also a website called The Cool Spot for teens. They also have, for parents, they have a campaign that's called Parents the Anti-Drug. And they also have what's called a Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration that's also for parents. They also work hand in hand with the Claremont Recovery Center. So with the word recovery, that, you know, obviously that dictates that it's for people that need help with the recovery process, but they do have prevention services as well. And Child Focus, they do a whole lot of stuff, but for the purpose of our event, they wanted us to know that they improve the quality of life for children, families, and adults. They have positive relationships with the juvenile court, law enforcement, child care centers, schools, and medical providers. They're one of the first groups in a lot of schools. I know my kids go to West Claremont, and for West Claremont especially, you know, Child Focus is a main source for mental health there. So they're working their way into the school, so that way it's a service that can hopefully be utilized right away. They do have Head Start before and after school programs, parent employment and enrichment, mental health, substance abuse, and also education and training services that they offer. I also, at the bottom, I put some crisis information on there. I always think any chance I can get to share this information, I try. The national number for suicide crisis is 988. You can call, text, or chat to that. If you look to the right where it says Claremont County Mobile Crisis Team, that is actually powered by Child Focus. And that's a mobile team that you can call anytime, and they will actually come out to your house or wherever you're at and kind of talk to you about whatever's going on with your mental health at that time to try to determine what next steps are. And then there's also on the left side where it says Text for Hope, and that's a crisis text line that people can utilize in case they don't want to actually verbalize what's going on. They can text information. Okay, so now we move on to the community activities. First, we have the Claremont County Public Library. And I actually learned a lot about the library. I don't think a lot of us appreciate libraries as much anymore. You know, we think there's just books and that's it, but they do so much. You know, they wanted us to know that they offer programs at all branches, and they do have what's called reminiscence memory kits available for people that may have dementia or memory issues. Some of the things they have in the memory kit is like a sensory bottle to try to help with like kind of like a ICYMI type sensory bottle. They have that in there. They also wanted us to know that the new Richmond branch offers programs specifically for adults with DD. So that would be a great place to go to if you have adults with DD that would like to participate in library events. They also say that they have online resources through Hoopla and also the Ohio Digital Library. And they said that you can change the font on the online and also add a dyslexia font to be able to utilize that website. We did have the Snapdragons there. They brought that huge dragon. Really, we might not be able to tell. Well, you can look at the door in the background. That's a bathroom door, so you can see how big the dragon was. They provide opportunities for people of all ages and types of physical and other challenges to play recreational sports. Right now, they have baseball, basketball, cheer, and softball. They are affiliated with soccer teams, so if there's a person that would like to play soccer, they can try to incorporate them with other like established soccer teams. And then this year they had a lot of people involved with the Pig Abilities, which is part of the Pig Marathon. And so that's a pretty cool addition to them this year. If you were at the event, we had a smart TV set up and there was trivia going on. So that was presented by an agency called We Thrive Together, and they are completely done online virtual events. Some of the event topics they offer, you can see in this box right here. So workouts and dancing, health and wellness, sports and nature talks, virtual trips, financial literacy, tech training, arts, crafts, and cooking classes. And they have all different games. So this organization was established during COVID when a lot of people couldn't get out in the community, but they were still trying to figure out ways where people can participate in the community. So they came up with all these virtual events. You can go on their website and they have a calendar full of all the different events that they have, and they have tons. One event they do have is almost like speed dating, but it's for friends. So they like spend time in a virtual meeting, and then they break them off into groups and they kind of like spend a few minutes together to learn about each other. And then they switch them out into different breakout rooms. And then at the end, if they match, if I guess they pick their top ones or whatever, and if they match, they can get their contact information. So I thought that was pretty cool. Because I know a lot of, goals for a lot of our individuals with DD, we want them out in the community, or we're trying to encourage them to be out in the community, but leaving the house sometimes could be a challenge. So this could be a great first step to try to get them involved without having to worry about the added stresses of being outside their home. And then one of the clubs that we offer with Claremont County Board of DD is the Kiwanis Acton Club. So this is partnered with us, obviously, and then also the Kiwanis Club of East Fork Region. And this is made up of self-advocates that exercise their rights as citizens by communicating and representing themselves. They have a say in all decision-making in all areas of their daily lives and in public policy decisions that affect them. They do a lot of events. They helped us out with the event this past Monday, and they're just a great group of people. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
There's
Alrighty,
nothing in the chat, so we're good to go.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Alrighty. And then we have some in-home programs. We had Caring Homes LLC. They specialize in-home care and homemaking services, and they also sell medical supplies. And then we had the Complete Comfort Home Care Providers. They do personal care services. They offer companionship and also in-home childcare. They brought a panda as well, which we were not expecting, and that was a really cool treat. A lot of people loved getting their picture taken with the panda. They seem like great in-home programs. I'm not 100% sure if like waiver services would be covered with these two companies, but that is something that we can look into as well. So we also have Adult Day, and I also put and more programs because they do a lot more than just Adult Day. Stepping Stones joined us, and they have weekend and summer recreation programs. They have a Step Up Autism Alternative Education program, and then of course they have Adult Day, which they focus on art, community inclusion, life skills, recreation, tech, and wellness. They're huge in our Cincinnati community. They do a lot for a lot of individuals with DD. And then we have Ohio Valley Goodwill Industries, and they're huge as well. We have a lot of folks that are involved with Goodwill. They have employment services. They have transition services for youth. And then they also have what's called the CARE program, which stands for Center for Advocacy, Recreation, and Education. And they provide social, personal, and community-based developmental opportunities. Both of these two are really, really interesting. And if you go on their websites, you can learn a whole lot more on what they have to offer. Then we have the life planning category. These may not be as exciting, but they're definitely needed. We had estate plan documents there. They wanted us to know that they educate families with special needs on how to provide ongoing support without the loss of government benefits through a special needs subtrust. So when a lot of individuals reach of age, there has to be a series of events that have to happen in order for them to keep their benefits and whatnot. So they could be there to help with that. They fully customize documents to your personal needs, and then they offer free updates and changes. This is kind of hard to Google, so if you are interested in learning more about estate plan documents, email me and I can get you some contact information for them. They do some great things, but it is hard to find on Google. And then we have our beautiful place, the Claremont County Board of DD. We have a whole lot of services that we provide here. We have intake information referral. So for people that have questions, don't know where to start, they can call an intake line that we have and we can get them to the right people and refer them out if we need to. We have waiver and family support services. We serve children and teens in different services. We have community employment, community support. We also focus on behavioral health. And then we have an investigations team, which focuses on keeping our individuals with DD safe. in all environments that they participate in. And then we also have direct support professional employment opportunities. That's my baby right there. I am the provider liaison, so I help people people that want to become direct support professionals, either as an independent provider or work for an agency. I try to help get them the certifications they need, and then the connections with different employers. Any questions? Is there anything in the chat, Sharon?
No, we don't have anything.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All righty, and then our last category is the technology and remote services. These were huge, as our event centered a lot on technology. So we had Empower Me there. They design, install, and support personalized assistive technology to increase independence, communication, employability, and inclusion while enhancing existing services and reducing the need for human intervention. We had Safe and Home there. They offer remote supports that blend around the clock remote support staff with assistive and sensor devices to enable independent living in the least restrictive way. And then there was also True Care Provider Services, and they have services in residential, remote support, shared living and respite, adult day and employment, and non-medical transportation, as well as community transitions. The Safe and Home and True Care Provider Services were our main people that led the smart apartment, and they were the ones that were in there that gave tours and also demonstrated a lot of the technology. And then Empower Me has a lot of they kept us, or they allowed us to have a My Guide, which is software and a tablet to be able to use for technology purposes as well. And all of these, they focus on technology and remote services, and it's not necessarily a way to get rid of human bodies in the equation. It's just the fact that, there are a lot of individuals that can be independent on their own with just minimal support. And so technology and remote services can be a missing gap in there to help a lot of those individuals live on their own without having physical bodies having to be there and stuff like that. So it's a great addition to the whole entire support team for individuals.
I'm actually the remote leader for True Care,
Okay. Yeah.
and it is, it's really amazing because the individuals, they almost feel that safety, whenever they don't have in-home staff, they
Mhm.
still know whenever they're alone, they're truly not alone because we're just a phone call away. So I think it really is
Exactly.
life-changing having, the technology in the home too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, you're 100% right. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
And then just a reminder, if you haven't toured the apartment, we do have that set up till August. And you can come set up a tour. You can contact me and I can set you up with someone to be able to give you a tour of the apartment. We also have a video that's already ready and then a video in the works of a tour of the apartment. And we can send out that video also when those are ready. You can just contact me and I can get you hooked up with that. So bonus resources, we decided to have a table at the event of different resources of either vendors that couldn't physically be with us or also just ones that of information we just wanted to share. So the first one on here, we have the Ohio Developmental Disabilities Council, and they do a whole lot of stuff. But the main reason why we wanted to connect people with this organization is the fact that they help coordinate lending libraries in Ohio. And what we mean by that is there are libraries that have assistive technology, medical equipment, and adaptive toys that can be lent. And you can use those and then return, just like how a library works. But it could be of different types of, like I said, assistive technology, medical equipment, and adaptive toys that can be used to either test out different products and to see how they would work for the individual or use them until they can actually get some of the products on their own. So if you want to go on that website, they have a map of all different agencies across Ohio that offer these services, and you can get hooked up with them to try to find what you're looking for your individuals. We also put the voteohio.gov on here because there are a lot of ways that Ohio has put, or a lot of ways that Ohio has put in place for accessibility for people to vote. So there's all different types of methods to be able to vote for accessibility reasons. So you can check that out. So then that way people can also express their freedom with voting. So that's a really cool resource. We also have the Bridging Apps Bridging I was gonna say Bridging Apps, so that doesn't make any sense. The Bridging Apps website here, you can go to that, and that's a directory of all different apps that have been either reviewed or will be reviewed by special needs teams. There you can look up all different apps on their directory to fulfill different needs. So maybe an app can help with certain fill in the gaps of certain things that people are looking for. They did a presentation with us a couple of weeks ago, and some of the apps they showed us were, daily living type tasks where you can check things off. There was communication type apps, setting alarms and timers and things like that. So there's all different kinds of apps. So it's beneficial to go onto that website and be able to check out their directory on there. And then Angel Sense, this is always worth mentioning. The Angel Sense is personal GPS devices. Either they have watches or actually a device that you wear. There's multiple different ways to wear them to help with keeping in contact with individuals that may have a tendency to wander or get lost, maybe have issues with memory, like dementia, for instance. They're really cool devices, and they have different ways to wear a lot of these devices due to maybe people's sensory issues. So that's a really good resource for a lot of people. I know they mentioned a lot on their website, more for like the autism type community, just because maybe their, communication skills may be lacking, or that they're, a flight risk in a lot of ways, but it could be used for anybody. And then we also have Impacting Tomorrow. This is an organization based in Milford, Ohio, and they have a market for food, and then they also have clothing, and everything's free there. They give away free food, like a food pantry, and then also clothing, but they have all their items in a market type feel. So that way people can actually feel like they're shopping. And that's a really cool organization there. So that's definitely worth mentioning. And then if you see the suitcase on the right-hand side, that's our tech toolkit. We, since the smart apartment's only available till August, we decided to put together a toolkit of off-the-shelf, everyday type items, technology items that people can buy. We purchased a lot of ours from Amazon, and there are items like smart light switches and doorknobs and tablets, and trying to think of it. There's like a seizure sleep device in there. We have all different kinds of devices in this toolkit that we put in a suitcase so we can have easy transport. We can show people these different devices, so then that way they're accessible items that you can buy, purchase. A lot of them were under $100 to be able to purchase, and we have that available for people to look through and also learn about the different products. And then I just wanted to mention that a lot of the organizations I mentioned in here, a lot of them are nonprofits. So they focus a lot, and they run a lot on donations and also volunteers. So if any of those, that I mentioned speak to you in some way, shape, or form, or people that really could utilize them, or feel like, they can provide their skills and services, reach out to them and see how you can help with them. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
We do have one message in the chat, and
Okay.
Karen wanted us to know that she, Stephanie, and Don are all on the call and from True Care. So if you have any
Okay.
questions, we have a lot of experts here. So
Yes, awesome. Perfect, thank you. Perfect. All right, so the last thing I just wanted to share was a TikTok video of the event on Monday. But other than that, I've covered everything that I was wanting to cover. So I hope everybody has a great Friday. If there no one else has any questions or comments, I'll just go ahead and play this video for you, and you can take off as soon as it's done. Thank you so much for being with us. Let's see if it plays. There we go.
There's no audio if there's supposed to be audio playing.
All righty, thank you so much.
Nice
Bye.
work. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
we got one chat
Oh.
message coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, Regina says, does Claremont DD have a TikTok, or is that your TikTok?
No, I don't do TikTok. That's Claremont DD's. Yeah, our communications team has one, so they've been doing that the last few events that we've done. They've tried to do some TikTok just to try to cover all of our social bases.
I'll have to look them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
All righty. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.